Okay, so we'll look here at the difference in setup. Yeah?
Yeah.
So your arms and the club now are more in what I call a lowercase y, yeah? Previously you were kind of slightly more capital Y, club base in the middle of you, almost trying to get under the ball and scoop it up in the air, okay? So if we can get your arms sort of sit a little bit more in that forward position, it's going to help you hinge the wrist on the way back. As you went back on this one here now, there wasn't much sort of rotation with the body. The left wrist now sort of going back, we've got a little bit shut and hooded. Right arm kind of a bit on top, partly because your setup really. That's all to do with how you sit the golf ball. And then when you get back here now, as you came back to the golf ball, body kind of stopped, arms flicked at it, no real move with the torso. That just, yeah, everything's collapsing and through. And then that ball now with that right arm kind of almost doing this round the corner. That's the club face, just sort of like wrapping the club around the golf ball. And off to the left is going to go. And then if you change that, you'll change direction, but you'll reduce the quality of strike. So, like, pick your poison. Hit it really good way off line left or duff it straight. Neither are going to be an ideal option. So you can see on here now there's a bit more kind of twist. There's a bit more hinge. You're gripping it looser. You're moving further. I've not said swing it further. I've just said grip looser and hinge more. Well, now your club's taking the golf club back a little bit further because you're able to move more freely once you've got a little bit of hinge in that swing, okay? Then as we start coming back to the golf ball now, yeah, that's what we're looking for, yeah? So that's the practice swing. So it shows you can do it. It's now when that little white thing gets on the ground in front of us, we've now got to put that into sort of practice, okay? So same good hinge here now. Yeah, not bad. It went back further again, so we get a bit more of the hinge. Now we start coming back to the golf ball. There's the shift that we talked about when we're doing that exercise at home, okay? Back to the golf ball there now. Good strike. Now we've got to keep going through with it. Not bad, yeah? This foot now is starting to lift. You look at the difference in that follow through compared to that one there, okay? The arms look a lot closer to your head. The knee hasn't come through quite so much. Your weight hasn't shifted over to as much to the left. So if that's you now, start the session. That's the end of the session. That's next week. And so on. It's like evolution of golf, basically, okay? And we can get you moving a bit more. In time, if we can practice that, your left hip now is going to be sort of over your left foot, which is kind of that movement we said when you stand. And you won't need the club on your foot when you're brushing your teeth or when you're doing it, just to stop your foot spinning when you first did it, okay? There's that sort of hip over that left foot. And then you pivot around the corner. So you get this movement over and over, yeah? It'll just become as natural as possible, really. Now, it might take you a couple of weeks to get there. Who cares? Just if you keep doing it, the more and more this movement happens, and you can do it for sort of a couple of minutes a day, every day, you'll find in quite a short space of time, you'll get quite a few repetitions, so it starts becoming a move you don't have to think about to then produce. Okay? So when you're swinging the golf club, you can just think looser and hinge, getting the wrist to hinge there, getting a much further length in terms of your backswing. It's then just getting that body movement practice over time. So your impact and movement through the golf ball is slightly more improved. Okay?
Yeah.
Happy with that, yeah?
Yeah.
Very good, well done, mate.